The thyroid gland is located in the anterior neck region and consists of two lateral lobes connected by isthmus. The endocrine gland secretes three hormones: triiodo, tetraiodothyronin, thyroxine, triiodothyronin, and calcitonin. The thyroid is covered by a thin capsule of dense irregular connective tissue. From the capsule, fine septa pass into the gland and to divide it into indistinct lobules. These septa also serve as con- conduits for blood vessels and lymphatic vessels and nerve fibers. And the parenchyma of the thyroid gland consists of 20 to 30 million spherical cyst-like structures called thyroid follicles, which range from 0.2 to 1.0 millimeter in diameter. The wall of thyroid follicle is gradually lined by a simple cuboidal epithelium. The cavity of the follicle contains a glue-like material called colloid. In between the thyroid follicle is present fine connective tissue consisting mainly of the reticular fibers. This connective tissue is highly vascular, and each follicle is surrounded by an extensive network of acidic capillaries. Blind and the lymphatic capillaries are also present in the intrafollicular connective tissue. The lining epithelium of each thyroid follicle contains two types of cells: follicular cells and parafollicular cells. The follicular cells, also called thyrocytes or principal cells, are generally cuboidal in shape. However, the cell shape depends on the state of functional activity of the thyroid gland. In an inactive gland, the cells are low cuboidal, whereas in the hyperactive, the cells assume a columnar shape. In H and E stain section, the follicular cells exhibit a lightly basic cytoplasm and a centrally placed spherical nucleus that contains one or two prominent nuclei. Electron microscope revealed that follicular cells that exhibit the feature of both secretory and reabsorptive cells. At their apical ends, the neighboring cells are joined to each other by typical junctional complexes, and their apical surface show a moderate number of small microvilli, both being the characteristic features of the absorptive cells. The cytoplasm of the thyrocyte contain abundant RER, especially in the basal region, and well-developed Golgi apparatus located in the supranuclear nuclear region. Features of the secretory cells: mitochondria are also abundant and are dispersed throughout the cytoplasm. The apical region of the thyrocyte also contains secretory vesicles, endocytic vesicles, and numerous lysosomes. Synthesis, storage, and secretion of thyroid hormone. The follicular cells of the thyroid gland synthesize glycoprotein called thyroglobulin and secrete it into the follicular activity. The follicular cells also take up iodine from the blood by means of iodide pump and located in the basal plasma lemma. The iodide passes through the cytoplasm of the follicular cell to the apical region, where oxidation of the iodide to iodine is carried out by the enzyme thyroid peroxidase, which is located in the apical plasma lemma of the cells. At the interface between the colloid and apical plasma lemma of the follicular cells, iodination of tyrosine residue the thyroglobulin molecule occurs. This iodination results in formation of monoiodotyrosine (MIT) and diiodotyrosine. Oxidative coupling of the iodotyrosine residues leads to the formation of two thyroid hormones, triiodothyronin T3 and tetraiodothyronin T4. The tetraiodothyronin is most popularly known as thyroxine, and the T3 is formed by coupling of one MIT molecule with DIT molecule, whereas T4 is formed by coupling of two DIT molecules with each other. The thyroxine and triiodothyronin remain attached to thyroglobulin molecule and are stored mm, in the follicular cavity as colloid. Reabsorption of the colloid into follicular cells occurs when under the influence of thyroid stimulating hormone, which is produced by thyrotrophs of the interior pituitary. The microvilli the microvilli philopodia of the apical plasmolema of the follicular cells facilitate the endocytosis of the colloid as small membrane-bound vesicles. These vesicles move to the basal region of the cell and fuse with the lysosomes. The lysosomal proteases degrade the thyroglobin molecules release and release T3 and T4 in free form. These hormones diffuse through the basal plasma lemma and enter the blood and lymph capillaries surrounding the thyroid follicles. The thyroxine T4 constitute about 95% of the thyroid hormone. Parafollicular cells. The parafollicular cells of thyroid gland lie singly or in small groups among the follicular cells. They are located. They are also located within the basal lamina of the thyroid follicle, but do not extend to the lumen of the follicle. The parafollicular cells are larger than the follicular cells, but their cytoplasm stain poorly with the routine staining methods, and therefore these cells are called C cells, clear cells. Electron microscopic studies show that the parafollicular cells also contain around nucleus, some rough endoplasmic reticulum, mitochondria, well-developed Golgi apparatus, and numerous dense membrane-bound secretory granules which are located in the basal region of the cell. The parafollicular cells secrete a hormone called calcitonin, which is released into the blood capillaries surrounding the thyroid follicle. The calcitonin lowers the calcium level and inhibits bone resorption and acts as an antagonist to parathyroid hormone. Parathyroid gland is covered by a connective tissue capsule from which delicate septa penetrate into the gland. The parenchyma of this gland consists of the anastomotic cords of cell penetrated capillaries lie between the cellular cords. Two types of cells are found in parenchyma of the parathyroid gland of an adult: chief cells and auxinophil cells. These cells are called principal cells and are more numerous than auxinophil cells. They are small polygonal cells measuring 6 to 8 micrometer in diameter. The cytoplasm of these cells contains the cell organelles, glycogen granules, lipid droplets, masses of lipofuscin pigment, and small membrane-bound secretory granules. These cells generally stain slightly acidophilic in the ordinary stain section of the parathyroid gland. The sieve cell secrete parathyroid gland, which is also called parathormone. This hormone raises the blood calcium level by This hormone raises the blood calcium level by stimulating bone resorption by osteoclasts, decreasing the renal excretion of the calcium by stimulating the resorption of calcium ions in the kidney tubules. Oxyphil cell. These cells appear around puberty, and their number increases with age. The oxyphil cells are also roughly polygonal but are generally larger in size than T cells. They generally occur in small clusters and stain intensely acidophilic. The cytoplasm of oxyphil cells contain a large number of mitochondria, most of which have bizarre shapes. No secretory granules are present in cytoplasm of the oxyphil cells, and their function remains unknown. The distinct acidophilia of the oxyphil cells, which is due to presence of exceptionally numerous mitochondria, is the basis upon which the cells have been named. In Greek, oxy means acid. The stroma of the parathyroid gland consists mainly of the reticular connective tissue containing many fat cells. The number of fat cells increases with age. In elderly people, adipocytes occupy 60 to 70% of the glandular mass.